If you could name what movie this is from, I'll give you a cookie. Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to MaffmanJones Movie Reviews. I'm your host, John Mafia, and today's featured movie is American Hustle, directed by David O. Russell, who also made The Fighter and Civil Lines Playbook, among others. This movie stars Christian Bale, Amy Adams, Bradley Cooper, and Jennifer Lawrence, also Louis C.K. And the movie is pretty complicated in story, but I'm basically going to say that there are some Americans in this movie, and they both get hustled and hustle. Yeah, I know, the way I described it, it's really deep. Now, I was looking forward to this movie very much for a number of reasons, including the cast, the director himself, and just the idea. It was a mixture of a lot of movies for me, including Goodfellas, and a lot of movies that came out in the 70s that were very pulpish, but also very entertaining. And I expected something more serious. But what I'm going to tell you right now is that American Hustle, while it has dramatic moments, it's more of a comedy, really. And while I didn't love it like I thought I initially would, I really immensely enjoyed the movie. The acting all around is pretty darn good. I forgot to mention Jeremy Renner, but him along with the rest of the cast of the main few people who were in this movie were all really good. And they all were distinguished, and some were surprising to me. Christian Bale obviously got lost in his character. Amy Adams was extremely sexy in this movie, but she had like this charisma. Like she was don't back off, I'm sexy, you can't do anything about it. And it was really cool. Jennifer Lawrence played like an out-of-control character. She's the wife of Christian Bale in the movie, and she's a little different than she was in Silver Linings Playbook, who's off the train tracks all the time and just is emotionally wrecked and conflicted. Loved her. And to everybody saying that she's an overrated actress, she's been in the game for, 2 or 3 years now, and she's been in one of the biggest selling franchises of all time in movie history, and she's getting nominated for Oscars almost every year. So, can you do that? No? Then shut the fuck up. Also, Louis C.K. has a great performance in this movie, not because of the actual acting, which he was pretty good actually, believe it or not, but his comedic timing was great. The movie as a whole, the comedy, which is very, very engulfing in this movie, the comedy overtakes most things. The drama is there, and it actually meshes and balances with the comedy to a perfect extent. I really enjoyed both aspects to the movie in that respect. If you know anything about Martin Scorsese and his filmography, you know how he juxtaposes his scenery, his music, everything, and you'll notice the parallels with this film right away. But the direction of the movie is really good, and David O. Russell's directing is solid for the most part. I thought it was a lot better than Silver Linings Playbook from a scenic perspective. But then again, that's pretty obvious because the former dealt with bipolar disease and a little romance in Philadelphia, where this movie deals with New York City, the 1970s, disco, mafia, politicians, violence, conversations that are just really, really out there, and I don't know, a lot more to work with here. The biggest attachment here is Goodfellas, in my opinion, just between the music, which the soundtrack to this movie is incredible. Although some of it didn't really mesh well with the scenery, in my opinion. I think it was just there to try to add atmosphere, but it didn't. I really enjoyed all the music that was in the movie. And I think it was trying to be its own thing, like story-wise and like personality-wise, but I think it did try to pay homage to a lot of movies that came out years and years ago. I don't have any real critical complaints. I mean, if I did, it would all be bullshit, to be perfectly honest. But something seemed a little weird. I can't put my finger on it, but something about the movie wasn't clicking with me for the first hour or so, and then the groove kicked in like halfway through, and I realized what it really was trying to be. I really don't know what it was, but something somewhere clicked in my brain, and then the rest of the experience of the movie was orgasmic. There's also like this Saturday Night Fever like vibe to the movie with disco dancing and all this weird stuff going on. It's a very, very different experience in the movie theater, and I really appreciate it for what it was. American Hustle is a very, very fun comedy. Really, it's a lot of fun. There's a cameo from a very, very well-regarded actor, which I'm not going to name, but after you see it, you're going to be like, yeah, I should have expected this to happen. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 stars. It's a darn good movie. Now let's open up the conversation to you guys. What did you think of American Hustle when you see it? Let me know what you thought in the comments down below. Who's your favorite actor in the movie, and who's hotter, Amy Adams or Jennifer Lawrence? Please subscribe to MaffmanJones so you'll never miss a review from me again. Like the video, and check out We Live Film, my Facebook, and my Twitter accounts in the info box below. I'm John Mafia, and I got nothing. See you next time.